Oops, didn't want to do that. Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Quantus on the FTOG server. In the last few episodes, we've been working on our storage system on open computers, but it looks like the light's down on that, so I'm going to give it a break in this episode, which also good because I spent a lot of time working on that Pac-Man game and beyond, and now I'm a little tight on time. So I thought in this episode we'll do something a little different, and spend some time working on another mod, and we can always come back to open computers at a later date and finish off our auto crafting system. So let's get started. We opened up Psi in a previous era. I started learning it in Advanced, thanks to Techno's little Psi Academy, and I had a really good plan Beyond, but of course you guys didn't see that, so I thought what we'll do is I go through it here and I can show you some of the cool things I've found out as I've been doing this. So, first thing of course we're going to need is to make some Psi stuff. Now, of course, you can search for Psi in here. Now, one of the things Quantus has that Beyond doesn't is it also has Psionic Upgrades, which give you extra things, some more crafting CADs. So the very first thing you want to do is press C. One of the first things you'll normally do is learn the tutorial. And I wasn't expecting that. Psi has found some saved data from a previous world. Would you like to load it? If you choose to load it, you'll be taken instantly to level 25, otherwise this message won't show up again in this session. I'm actually going to go the long way. It looks like we could skip all that, which will be cool, but that's not why we're here. So let's go X, and we'll start reading the manual, because it's always great to start reading the manual. So,
the best spell programming magic tech mod in this side of the universe. Please keep in mind that having just enough items or some other method for looking up recipes is essential for playing this side, as recipes are not included in this guide. In order to get started spell slinging, you'll need some sawdust. To get sawdust, you need to start by crafting a CAD assembler and iron CAD assembly. Place down the CAD assembler and put the iron CAD assembly in it to construct a very bare bones casting assisted device, or a CAD. From there, drop some redstone dust in the world and click your CAD, point it at drop items, and right click to make your sawdust.
so the gist of that is we need to make ourselves an iron CAD assembly and a CAD assembler. So, let's grab some of that stuff. Is it that there for that? No. So that gives us the CAD assembly. Sorry, the CAD assembler. We need to make that iron CAD assembly, which hopefully I've got enough for. Look at that, perfect. And let's have what we're holding there. We don't need all of it just yet. You will go for a lot of this. We'll just throw this down on the ground though, doink, like that. Fire this guy at it. No, actually, no, we don't. We put this guy in here first. Place it into there, take that guy out. Now we can fire it there, doink. And amazingly enough, I did not die from that. Which is a bit strange, because I would have expected that all my Psi energy to the side here would have gone, and we would have been dead. But we managed to do it anyway. So we'll pick up that stuff. Right. So now we can go back into C. So let's actually start doing the tutorials. They're not too hard. Basically, when you're reading this little description here, which gives you all the information, explains what you have to do. And you'll see that underneath here is what you'll be learning in this recipe, with the little red underline being what you have to use in this specific tutorial to pass it. So in this case, we're going to be learning debug and caster, and in order to learn anything, we have to get it to debug something. Not too difficult. We will, however, need to make ourselves a spell programmer. Nice and simple recipe. And we'll just place it there. I'll probably move this later on. So we've got that guy. Now, what do we actually have to do? Let me just read this to find out what's going on. Okay, we're enough of that for now. I have forgotten a step. We need to look at the other stuff we've got here, because the basic CAD just converts your sawdust and that's it. So we need to make some of this stuff here. We will need to make ourselves a basic CAD core. These are all the basic parts, of course. We will need a socket. And we'll need some more iron, I believe. And a battery. Oh no, just enough for that? Cool. Okay, that's awesome. Just this guy here. Not too much to it. And I think that is all we need. We don't need a colorizer. We're not going to be that fancy. It's going for here. Spell bullet. We will need some of those. We'll start with one at the moment. For every spell you make, you need to put... they will go into a spell bullet, and then your bullets go into your CAD. So we need to go into the spell programmer, however. And if we right click, it will give us the options we currently have. We don't have a lot at the moment. We will have a lot more soon. We want to use a caster, which is us. We will... No, I don't want to restart right now. Thank you, Windows. Anyway, so what I was saying is we right click on the little cube here, and it will let us select things. We right click again, we can go debug, and we need to give a target, which will be that one, and that's ready to go. Grab our spell bullet, which we've made. We could put that. Basically, hold down your shift key, right click, and it puts it in there. And of course, we will need to make a upgraded casting assembler, which puts that back into there. Go over to here, put this guy back in there with his upgrades. Take it out of there, and we now have the power. Put it back into here. Put the debug card into here, and you can see it goes into this slot. Each CAD level does have a limited number of spells you can put into it. And as you can see, when I have this one here and here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you can have 4 different spells on it at any one time. We then take that out, select it, press C, and you can choose which one to use. In this case, we're going to use debug. Right click, and we're done. And once again, we're using our psi energy to the side. As we get up, we'll gain more psi, or more energy. But then we now go into C, go to tutorial 2, click the learn. You can see here we're using constants. We have to use a constant somehow, and a connector. Okay, I can understand that. Basically what we're doing here is we need to get the caster, and we need to do something else with it. So we can add all these connectors now. It's added in the little bits to go with that, which lets you join things together. Don't need them right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a constant, which is this guy here. We're going to link this guy to have a number, and we will then sneak right click, and it loads in there. Once again, press the thingy, level up. How's that for easy? They're not all this easy though. Move off there, press the C button, and now we can get a tutorial 3. Which here we're learning how to add motion. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump through a lot of these tutorials, because you guys don't really need to see them all. And it's part of the learning process, so there's 3 ways you can do this. 1, you could go through, read all the tutorials, understand them, write your own little programs. 2, if you've already done this, it looks like you can click the little tick button at the beginning, which will skip you all the way to the end. Or for number 3, go online, and on the Google, there is some information about how to get the tutorials, the recipes to use for them. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish off the setting these all up, and I will come back in a moment and show you where I'm up to. Explosions. Probably one of the ones you want to keep is the block works, because this is quite helpful for breaking blocks. So if you're going through the tutorial, take note of that spell, put it in its own spell thing, and store it away later on, because you may need it for something. It's quite useful. Okay, so I've come across one of the Psionic Upgrade tutorials, which is the mana manipulation level 16. What this one does is it allows you to fire a mana burst as if you were using Britannia. And it requires a little bit of effort to set up, because it requires a completely different CAD. You can't just cheat or anything else, you have to have the CAD to do it. And what we're trying to learn here is the form burst. So the first thing we'll do is set up the CAD. Not too difficult really, it just requires a pulse mana spreader, which of course is just your normal mana spreader with a piece of redstone, the Runen mana, which is a whole bunch of mana steel and a mana pearl, and a mana steel ingot, and a side gem, which we've picked up the side gem already because we've done the greater infusion, which makes that when you convert it from diamonds, and we've also got the mana steel ingot because I made one too many above. So, in theory though, if we go into here, we click this button here, we should get it. Yes we do, look at that. That gives us that. Of course we need to do the normal stuff of putting it into here. We can take that guy out for now. Put that in there. That's all the basic stuff. That should be all we need. Put that back in there temporarily. In fact, I won't. How about we change that? We'll take that out of there. It doesn't like having two of these in your inventory, so you just need to take these guys out. That one there. And we'll also make, I probably should make a spell bullet as well, one of these guys. So we can put it in there. Now, what I have crafted up so far for this is pretty much a similar recipe to the block movement spell, in that you have your caster, you have the entity, the direction that the entity is looking at, so that will be us looking in. We have the position converted into a ray, into a vector axis, so we can make a ray. We have the raycast, and then we have the form burst, which is the trick we have to use here. Now, if we've done this correctly, we go into here as normal. Well, actually, we need to click on there with that. We'll put that into here because it does, as it doesn't need to be that. So put that in there. Take that out. I thought it would be useful to come and show you that one because it's not something in the standard Psi. It is something from the extra mod that's in this pack, and you might need to know it. Okay, so with a 1, apply it to me, yeah, that should do. Let's apply that there. Make sure I've eaten. That should give me with a 1 for a second, cool. Nice and easy, I like that one. Another one that's probably worth storing somewhere for later use is block conjuring, which is basically placing a block. Now you can make it permanent by not giving it a number, or of course you can make it so that it's got a time on it. In this case, what I've done is I've set it up, and I've already actually got this one, because basically you can jump, place the block, and just keep placing. And then after about 10 seconds or so, they will just disappear. So, really good if you want to nerd pole up somewhere to get something, because you don't have to worry about taking the blocks out. It's just temporary, which is really quite cool. So, I've come across another Psionic Upgrade setup, so I thought I'd bring it back and show you how you do this one and what it does. This one here is pretty much the same as what we just done for the nerd pole, in that it conjures blocks. In this case, though, it's one that will trigger a signal. So if you look at the hold down shift, it tells you what it's doing. So it conjures a redstone emitting block in the given position. So we can pretty much use the same spell as we use for the conjure block in this one here. So we'll go over here, and if you haven't seen how that spell looks, this is how I've set it up. We grab us, we're the caster, we grab where our position is, and we make a construct of the value 1. And this is 1 down, so you can see here this is the Y, so it's 1 down from where we are. And we subtract the 1 from the position, and we make it conjure a block. And the block is set to timeout after 100. So we should just be able to change this one here. If we look for conjure, we now have all these things here. We are looking for the pulsar, that one. We need to set that to time and position. We can then go into here, and let's test this out. So we place down a redstone signal along here, and we'll make one along there as well. And if we jump up, no, it's not going to work properly. It's not quite what I wanted. You can see it's got a slight different indicator to it. Oh, I see. Okay, so if we stand here, there you go. Emits a redstone signal. So then you could use that to remotely trigger something. That'd be quite cool. Not sure what else you could do with it, but I'm sure there's plenty of things that are available. Once again, I'm going to go back to finishing off, so I will probably be back very soon. Okay, so we're at another Psionic Upgrade Vector thingy. This one here is Vector Operations 2. From my understanding what this here, it's just a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't really need to know, but there might be a reason to use it. I think in this case though, I'm going to change the previous one to be a really basic one. I'm going to go player. Sorry, no, we're going to go position. We're going to grab the caster, which is us. We'll grab our position. We will use this non-essential one, which was called, I've forgotten already. Planner? This one, and we'll go over the target, and we'll say we need to have a trick, which is fine, we can do that. We'll go debug, because this is nice and simple, it hardly takes anything to do it. Grab that, do that, and it didn't like me doing it, but hey, I passed it. So that pretty much leaves us with EDOS manipulation, which is the last tutorial on here. Just looking at the amount of time it's taken to do all these though, it looks like it's going to take me a little longer than I thought to get through all these. We may have to cover off some of the cool recipes like replacing blocks and all those things in a later episode. So in theory, this one here, we don't need to do a lot with. We can pretty much... We just want to go EODOS. There it is, reversal, which is what we have to do for the given amount of time, which will be in this case 1 second, and that apparently is all we need. So if we go into here, do that, and there we are done. So as I said, I've actually, looking at the time of how long it's been recording for, I don't think I'm going to get a lot done. We might cover some other cool ones like replace block and a bit of nerd pole thing and some of the other stuff I've been using in another episode. But for now, I think I'll end it here. Hopefully you've got an overview on how to use Psi and how to go through the tutorial process, and I've given you some tips on things you should keep hold of because they will be useful in the future. But otherwise, I'm going to end the episode here. If you've enjoyed the episode, learned something from it, or want to see more Psi, hit that like button, because that will give me an idea on what you want to see more of. If you're new to the channel, and like what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions, or you want to link your own favourite Psi spells, leave a comment down below with them. But otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!